So this is a really deep topic for my channel, but I do think it's important for me to share my thoughts with you here. So it's been hitting me a lot lately. Two things actually. One, imagine that any loved one, your parents, friend, whoever it is, they pass away today. Say you come home tonight and they passed on. Would you be happy with the way you treated them lately and live with no regrets? Or would you actually be sitting back and feeling hurt and disappointed in yourself about the way you treated them? Think about that for a moment. But at the same time, say now the person passing on is your father, mother, caregiver, whoever it is. Are you prepared to take the financial burden or just the plain tasks, roles, responsibilities that they're doing for you? Are you prepared to take that up? And more often than not, both of these questions, both the lack of regret, but also just being able to take on the responsibilities they took on for you. The answer to both of these questions is no. So I want this to be a message to you to prepare you up front for the eventuality that this does happen. Now, of course, it might not happen whilst you're under the care law, but there is always a chance it does. And you need to be prepared for that. Because here's the thing. When we leave home in the morning for school, for argument's sake, we say goodbye to our parents and we just take for granted that they're still going to be there when we come home at night. And that is the case 99.9999% of the time. But there is that 0.001% where, unfortunately, you get back and they're no longer there. Now, to clear the air quickly, this hasn't happened to me. But always try to keep in mind, and believe me, I don't get it right. But I try to keep it in mind that if something does happen to them, I want to know that my last words to them were hopefully loving, caring, and something that I won't later regret. Then talk about the matter of being prepared for roles, responsibilities. Obviously, checking out the roles, like say your mother makes you lunch or something like that. That role, fair enough, it's easy enough for you to pick up. It's 10 minutes out of your routine. You can pick that up. The financial burden, though, is where it becomes much harder. There's obviously the option of seeking out another family member, so whether it be an uncle or an auntie, whoever it is, to support you financially for a bit. And then there also are funds that your school might provide or your country as a whole actually might have for children like you who find yourself in that situation. But you would agree that going through all of that hassle is a huge annoyance on one hand, but on a deeper level you also just don't feel right about it. You feel like you could have done better. You could have prepared for this moment better. So what I advise you to do is start thinking today about ways you can save yourself from this possibility. I know most of the boys watching my channel are young, and at this age or at least when I was this age, I wasn't really focused on these realities of life. I was more focused on, frankly, I'm saying it, playing games, leveling up in games and trying to get a girlfriend. What's those two things for the most part? But I highly advise you to live your life as if you need to get your finances sorted today. Now you're probably thinking, because you are young and 13, 14, 15, however old you are, you don't quite have the ability right now to make money. But why do you believe that? You've just assumed that because you are young, you're not going to be in a position where you can make money. But I've been looking around lately, and believe me, I've come to this party of trying to make money online and all these things a bit later in my life. But I really hope that even if I can just inspire one of you guys to start today, then I really feel as if I'll make a difference to you, as well as just maybe start a ripple effect through you. Because think about it. You don't have to be any age to start a YouTube channel. Now, I'm not saying you can become an overnight success on YouTube. You might not. That's up to luck on one hand and just plain dedication, all of that good stuff. But by dipping your hands in as many things as possible, you are eventually going to find something or some way that you can make money. Now, like another example that just came to mind a few days ago is, I'm not sure what's like in the various countries in the world, but I know in my country, Temu, you've probably seen Temu and Shein and all of those sort of websites like from China. They are selling all of these products for like 30 or 40% of what the price is where you can get it locally. Obviously, once you bring it home to your country, it's probably going to be like 50% because of import duties and all of that. But the reality is that is still 50% less than what you can get it for in your country. So what I'm trying to get to is you can then resell that. Sell it below market prices. Like say the market price is, I don't know, $100 and you're picking it up for $50. You can then sell it for $80. You're making $30 profit and then you're still benefiting the next person because they're getting $20 discount. A lot of people still don't know about Temu, Shein and all of those things. So that's a nice way you can make money. I still do believe that having a YouTube channel or similar like TikTok or Instagram or whichever social media you like, I think that is a lucrative way to make money going forward. I can't speak from experience yet, other than like one-on-one coaching and all of that I do. I haven't made any YouTube money yet. But I do believe it is going to take off rather soon. And here's the thing. You're never going to regret making a YouTube channel. Sure, you might regret that you wasted some time, but I doubt this can ever really be a time wastage. If you stay determined and dedicated, you will get there eventually. My YouTube channel has been growing slow, but you will get to a point where you can actually financially, at least somewhat, support like your school fees or your day-to-day expenses or at least something in your life through this YouTube channel. Now, a lot of guys think they don't have any content to put on YouTube. Now, obviously, you might not be in a position where you can start a self-improvement YouTube channel, but you might. Say you are 15, you can help a 13-year-old boy. Let's say you might be the 13-year-old boy and you don't really want to help like a 10 or 11-year-old because you just don't think they'll be watching this sort of content, and that is valid, they're probably not. You can still start a YouTube channel in other ways. Say you are very good at art, you can do art tutorials. Say you're very good at soccer. Do some dribbling skills, some soccer skills, whatever it is related to soccer, start a YouTube channel to do that. You might also be like a really smart guy in your class. Make like maths videos for like the people in your grade. You get the point. There's always a way that you can make money. As I said, I mean, there's even the Temu and Shein way. That is like sort of unconventional in the current environment, but a few years ago, dropshipping and those sort of things was pretty big. What I'm trying to get to is there's always a way to make money, and you need to ideally find that way sooner rather than later. Your parents might pass away today, tomorrow. So you need to be in a position where you can stand on your own 2 feet as soon as possible. But beyond that, even if they don't pass on, you do want money. At any point in life, you do have this want for money. I remember when I was your age, I used to believe that money was like a later concern in my life, and frankly, I often regret that now. Sure, I got like a nice allowance from my dad back then, so I didn't really care about the money thing because I had the allowance thing going on for me. But had I sort of cared about it back then, I'm pretty sure right now I would have been better off for it. Maybe not in the position I would want to be in, but still better off for it. So, something to bear in mind. One last final word. Remember to treat your parents well, and just loved ones in general, your sisters, your friends, your brothers, whoever it is in your life that you love, care, and cherish for. Honestly, you don't even have to have an intimate, close relationship with them. Anyone on the side of the road, treat them well. It has a nice circulating effect on the world. I know this is not like the usual sort of video that you're watching on YouTube or even in like the self-improvement space. But I think it's important this sort of thing spoken about. But with that said, bro, I'll see you in the next one. To become a better man.